the day, we have come off considerably. So it
you promised entertainment, Nigel. You promised entertainment. I was just thinking about it.
I mean, by nature, most of us are bullish. So, it's some bearish entertainment that we're getting right now. But quite a few stocks actually have moved lower. Bajaj Finance has moved lower. Axis Bank as well has moved lower. HDFC, that's the big one in there. HDFC, it's moved only around 0.4% lower. But it's corrected from the green into the red. And that's one stock that's putting a good amount of pressure. And that's why the markets are up only around 25 to around 30 points from around 100 points when we started off the show. Jay Bala, though, of Cash the Chaos, joins us on the show. Well, Jay, I think the market senses when you're coming. You've been fairly cautious on the markets. And in the last 10 minutes, you moved to the low point of the day. But let's keep the Nifty aside for the time being. Let's talk about the dollar index. You believe that the dollar index is set to burst on the upside? That will not be very, very good news for our markets as well as emerging markets. Tell us more.
Yeah, thank you, Nigel. I've been pointing out for several weeks now that the dollar index spot were to take out 103.36. I think a bottom is in for the dollar, and a period of dollar strength is likely to get ushered in. And I think, in my opinion, we are heading for fresh highs above 114.7 that the market registered last year. But, let's be conservative and take it as a slightly lesser bullish view that takes the index somewhere close to 110. That's the working thesis at the moment. But, we'll assess how the markets cross 105.5 from here. And then we can discard the view if we have to, consider it as just as a move towards 109, 110, or it's a move towards all-time high. Always good to be conservative about the move, but definitely we are getting into a period of dollar strength.
Jay, that's been your long-standing view, right? For a while, dollar bull, market bear, but we'll talk more about it. Need to get into a very short break. We'll continue the conversation on the other side.
इंतजार शर्मा पे है इंतजार का श्राप। इनका ये श्राप तोड़ा ICICI डायरेक्ट E-ATM ने। सिर्फ यहाँ स्टॉक बेचने पर पैसे मिलते हैं 5 मिनट में। Investments in securities market are subject to market risks. Read all the related documents carefully before investing. It's time to break free. Break away from the routine to the greens and get lost in the world within. To steer through, to stop, start again, go forth, and just let it all go. With JK Tyre's Ranger 80 for the ones who are wild at heart. JK Tyre, total control.
Hi guys, this is Harbhajan Singh and I'm coming to Goa to meet you all on 25th of May for Goa Fest. I have heard a lot of good things about it. मिलेंगे उस दिन फिर क्रिकेट की होंगी बहुत सारी बातें. See you soon.
We don't just create new standards. We create new priorities for the Indian car buyer. In fact, we make the whole world of India's mobility new forever.
Double the joy with Canara Bank. Canara Home Loan and Canara Car Loan. 100% waiver on documentation charges and concession in processing charges. You deserve the best. Canara Bank. Together we can.
Welcome back. We're in conversation with Jay Bala. The day has been, from a bull's perspective, slightly disappointing because 18,400 is elusive And that's a very sharp decline that we've got. In fact, look at the Nifty. It's threatening to now turn negative for the day. Pull up some of the IT stocks. There's been a very swift decline on Tech Mahindra in specific. Both HCL Tech actually and Tech Mahindra. More pronounced in Tech Mahindra. TCS and Infosys not so bad. That's the IT index. Let's pull up some of the individual big names. That's the decline on Tech M that I'm talking about. Even HCL Tech for that matter. Jay, afternoon. Any thoughts on technology stocks? I mean, I know that overall you are very, very cautious on the market. But the last couple of days, we were seeing some accumulation in a few names, like Infosys, for instance. Anything that you're reading on the charts?
Hi, Surabhi. Yeah, I had pointed out my interaction after the Infosys results that a few IT stocks like Wipro, Tech Mahindra were high risk buys, and they are likely to head higher. And then you take the Nifty index, Nifty IT index closer to 29K. And the market has done exactly that. And exactly at this resistance levels, it seems a little bit of pressure. The frontline names, Infosys and TCS, aren't looking that good. But, it's okay structure with Wipro and HCL Tech. But it's still the mid-caps that's rallying. But even there, I've been bullish on Persistent since last October for a record high. And it's done the record high. But right now, even that strong space, the mid-cap space, is looking a bit toppish. So, there are multiple resistance for Nifty IT between 29,500 and 30,300. So be a bit cautious here. We'll see, for the next few days what the IT index does, and that will unravel for the medium term.
You've got a few trading recommendations for us, Shay. Why don't you, share those?
Yeah, one is a bullish setup on Everest Canto, and it's broken out of an inverse head and shoulders pattern, and a stop below 90 would likely take this stock somewhere close to 160. So it's a good tradable bet, but I wouldn't advise too much aggression on the long side, but definitely it's a very positive setup. Respect the stops and the move. If it doesn't play out, too bad. This stock is trying to swim against the stream. But yeah, so respect the movement. And when it comes to the bearish setup, Escorts, it's one of the weakest auto stocks. And the recent move from the March lows to the current high a few days ago, it looking like a corrective move. So Escorts has probably completed its up move, and it's unlikely to go past 2140. So that will be the stop loss level. And it's probably going back below the March low. So an objective somewhere close to 1700 would make sense.
All right, Jay, what about the real estate space? My dream home is still a dream because prices just go up. But the index has done quite well in the last couple of months. Where do you see it headed? Do you think it's going to come under some pressure?
Yeah, the real estate index has done pretty well from March, and it's just a cautious note, rather than outright bearish call there. Basically, the profits that the sector has generated from March is probably coming close to an end. We want to see probably a fleeting high above the high that we saw last week. If it does that, that will be a complete setup. And we've already seen pressure come for Gojek Properties and Oberoi. So, and Nifty Realty Index is heavily weighted towards DLF, and it looks like DLF is facing an exhaustion. So, many of these stocks will come in for profit booking. So that's the caution here. Not yet bearish out there.
Okay, all right, Jay. Thanks so much for stopping by and giving us your take on the index, as well as on quite a few stocks that we discussed as well. And it seems we are at the low point of the day, Jay. Let's see. Let's catch up next Tuesday and see how this goes. But for the time being, your cautious view is working. Well, let's focus on the markets then. And